Peace, y'all. I'm back. I'm painting still, but I have progress. Do you see my progress? Does it look better than the dark green? I think it does. What do you think? Do I like it better? I have made quite a bit of progress though. I just got so much paint on that. I'm gonna have to come back and fix that part later. Y'all, okay, so this is like perfect. I should talk to you guys about why I even paint like this. I love art. I have always loved art ever since I was a little tiny girl. I've always loved nature and art, science and art. Those are my loves, right? So, something happens to us. There's a transition that happens to us somewhere along the line in childhood where we start to, maybe even not childhood, but like young adulthood, where it's like we leave behind things that we used to do and we used to love when we were young, right? When we were kids. And I don't know if it's just like we consider that a rite of passage somehow. Like, you're growing up, you can't keep doing those childish things, you know, or whatever the case may be. But I think a lot of it is pressure from our families or from society to be something in particular, to live a certain way, to look a certain way, to act a certain way, to, you know what I mean? And so we kind of let go of things that we loved to do as children. But those things that we love to do as children are a really huge part of who we are. So leaving behind the things that you love to do when you're young, like, for what? For what do you leave behind the things that you loved to do when you were young, when you were a kid? What was the trade-off? Was it worth it? Like, really, honestly, you gotta be really real with yourself on that question though. Like, and that's not something that you can even answer. If you already answered, you didn't think about it. That's something you gotta ponder. What did I used to love to do when I was a child? How happy was I when I did these things? Like, and why did I stop? Was the trade-off worth it? I can't answer that for you. Only you can. But I will tell you that I loved art and loved science, loved nature. And for some reason, as an adult, a young adult, I guess because you just get caught up in, I got caught up in, you know, being a mom really young. I was a very young mom. I was 19 when my daughter was born. My first child was born. I was very young. So I really didn't even know who the fuck I was. You know what I mean? So I went straight into being a parent. So a lot of times we have something that happens to us in life, or we have a path that we take in life, or we allow people to pressure us, whatever the case may be. We give up a lot of the things that we enjoyed doing. I never really fully gave up art, but I didn't, for a little while I did actually. Not all art though, because I'm somebody who's like whole life is art. Like I find art in everything. Like I find ways to be artistic in everything that I do. So I feel like literally everything I do is creative, I think. Even the things that I enjoy doing. I'm a videographer, graphic designer, creative, right? Um, I do, I have an apothecary, so I create candles and body butters and hair oils and skin oils, bath oils, scented oils for body, soaps, all kinds of stuff. That's creating, that's art, you know? I love to cook. That's art. I love fashion. I love clothes. Oh my God, I love clothes. I love art, or fashion is one of my favorite mediums of art, actually. Absolutely one of my favorite mediums of art. I used to wear makeup a lot, and that is art. I used to also do a lot of different things with my hair. I guess I still do a lot of different things with my hair. That's art, you know? You can find art and creativity in like pretty much anything that you're doing in life. So I feel like I've always been creative to some extreme, but there were things that I kind of like set aside. And painting on a regular basis was one of those things. So I definitely picked up the paintbrush again in this last, like, I don't know, year or so. More consistently. I even like went out of my way to purchase like canvases. So I have canvases so I can paint stuff, you know what I mean? And I have this giant canvas here I'm so grateful for to paint on. So like, what did you used to love to do when you were a kid? You know, what used to set you on fire, like make you feel alive, you know? Even when I was a kid, like I would be in nature all the time, outside and in the mud playing. And I would create like medicine and food and all kinds of stuff with dirt. You know what I mean? Like, and now I have an apothecary. I create teas and tinctures and, you know what I mean? I bake a lot of things. Like, I bake my own bread from scratch, and I make as much from scratch as probably, I don't want to say as much as I can because I can make way more from scratch, but I make a lot from scratch currently, and I would love to make everything from scratch. So like, that's something that I love to do as a child. What did you love to do as a child? Finding that could be so healing for you. It could be so healing for you. Going back and remembering, what did you love to do as a child? And then go do it. And then go do it. And like, light that inner child back up again. We're not here to grow old. We're here to grow young. We're here to experience. We're here to enjoy. We're here to love. You know, we're not here to just work all day long for somebody else's dreams. There's a huge shift that has happened, and we're not going to see things the same anymore. You know, people's energy will be how you exchange things moving forward. You know, 11:11 on the clock, new beginnings. Now it's about exchanging energy, which money is just a tool of energy. It's just a form of energy. It's like if you were to put your energy into a little piece of paper. Here's my energy, because you utilize your energy, whether it be physical energy, mental energy, healing energy, in exchange for, you know, money. So that is just a physical form of energy exchange. And that, we're moving out of that era. And I know right now what you can see physically in front of you, I get that. But am I back now? I hope you feel inspired to, what was I going to say? I got cut off and then They knew that was going to derail my train of thought, but that's okay because it'll come back to me. But anyways, unlocking that inner child, bro, going back to the things that you love to do and just remembering that it's so healing. It's so healing to do that. And I just would love that for everyone, you know? We're here to enjoy. We're here to love. We're here to experience life. You know? So, yes, our forms of energy exchange will just be different, you know? Oh, that's what I was going to say. I encourage you to, and I hope you feel inspired to, and I hope that you allow your brain and your mind to expand to the capability of being able to see things from a further back, a larger lens, so to speak, like pulling yourself back. Like, you know, the way they have life set up, they want us just constantly, look over here, do this, do that, run. You're constantly distracted, constantly moving, constantly, you know, doing, but not a lot, like not being. And it's so much easier to be focused on what's right in front of you because that's your main concern, right? I mean, you feel like, how can you not be concerned with that? You have bills, you have kids, you have a job, you have a career, you have whatever, go on. It just continues, right? Because that's the rat race. That's what they have you in, this fucking loop where you're just constantly doing the same thing over and over again, like a drone. You're not a drone. You're a human. You're a human being. You're allowed to be. So I hope you feel inspired to step back from what's right in front of you and stand up so that you can get a better picture, like a better view of like the overall, you know, like if you climb up on top of a mountain, right? How you could like see the things around you. If you stand up on a mountain, you can see all kinds of shit. But if you're just standing here right in front of the mountain like this, all you can see is rock in front of you, right? But if you go climb that mountain and you stand on the top of it, if you even climb halfway up, imagine how much more you can see. And that's what I encourage you to do, is to step on top of that mountain. Don't stand and stare in front of it. Step up and look, and you will see that there is shifts happening, changes are happening. Humans are not going to continue to just utilize money as their currency. They're not going to keep chasing after a dollar, utilizing so much energy. Why? When we could give to one another the gifts that we already have and love and enjoy doing. What did you love to do as a child? Imagine if you could just do that because you didn't have to go chasing after a dollar. Imagine if you could just enjoy life. Like if you could just do the thing that you love to do and gift it to other people. Like you could exchange what you love to do and that person could exchange what they love to do. I just told you some things that I love to do. I love to bake. I love to cook. I love to create. I create all the time. I love to paint. I love to draw. I love to sculpt. I make all kinds of natural products. Do you see how many things I have that I'm capable of gifting to others? You have gifts like that too. People always say, well, if we didn't have money, how would we ... fill in the blank, right? Because try to ask someone, what would you do if you didn't need any money, if money didn't exist? Do you know how difficult it is for most people to answer that question? Because they go straight to, well, you can't do that because you need money to, but, well, you can't do that. Well, who would do that? They need money to do that. No, that's a closed off mindset of somebody who cannot expand beyond what's in front of them. That's someone who's staring at the fucking mountain and is refusing to climb it. When you look at it from a perspective of what I was just saying, I have all these gifts that I can offer. You have a bunch of gifts that you can offer as well. Imagine your gifts are not my gifts. The things you love to do, you might love to do something completely different than what I love to do. And everything I just said, you're like, oh my God, I would not want to do that. You're like, but I enjoy those things. I love to eat bread. I don't want to bake it. You see what I'm saying? And I bet there's things that you love to do because they are just your natural born gifts. You love to do these things. You would just do these things because you love to do for free. Nobody has to pay you because you love to do it. But I cannot, or I don't want to, or I'm not able to. That we can exchange. I will bake you some bread. You might have a chicken with eggs. I can exchange bread for eggs. I can exchange cookies for eggs. I can exchange a painting for eggs. I can exchange body butter for eggs. I can exchange soap for eggs. Do you see what I'm saying? This is how we really used to live before they came and brought all this, whatever you want to call it. We don't have to live like this, though. That's not life. Going to work for somebody else's dreams and a job you despise for pennies. They are giving you chump change for your beautiful energy while you toil away on your waking hours, giving them your best hours, your most creative hours. When you have the most energy, when you are the most alive, the most awake, because we are nature. So when the sun is up, we are up naturally. Don't get me wrong. There's some people who are more like owls, and that's okay. But if we're looking at numbers, the majority of nature is awake during the day. And when the sun starts going down, they start getting sleepy naturally. We're set up like that. We're tuned into the circadian rhythm. They take your most precious hours when you are awake and you're alive and you're creative and your juices are flowing, when you could be giving that to yourself or your loved ones, the things that you enjoy doing. That's not life, bro. If you love to paint, go pick up a brush. Matter of fact, the dollar store, they have nice packs of brushes for $1.25. You can go get, they have such an array and selection. And depending on which one you go, if you go to a big one, they're going to have way more of nice acrylic paints. I think they have tempera paints. Some might even have oil paints. I know they have watercolors. They have wood things that you can paint if you like to paint objects and not like this. Go. If you love to carve wood, they have wood carving tools at the dollar store. Do you see? You don't have to start with a whole bunch of money or a whole bunch of tools. You can just utilize the things that you have. It's about making the step to loving on yourself and remembering who you are. Because that's what happens when you start doing the things that you love to do. You start to remember who you are. Trust me. Trust me, as someone who has been through this journey of healing, and I have seen some shit, man, in this journey. I'm here to help you and guide you. And I'm telling you, tap back into the little you. Tap back into the little you. Because the little you was untainted. The little you was free, Children are so free and they're so fucking resilient. And they just do innately what feels good to them. So if you see a child like swinging and they're just happy, they're loving that. Like children don't stay in situations on their own that are uncomfortable. You ever notice like a kid, like two kids, they meet up. If one kid doesn't like the other kid, they will flat out be like, I don't like you. And they will walk away from that kid or push that kid away from them. Kids do not play. They are unfiltered. They are, when you are a child, that's who you are. That's who you are. So go back to that moment. We can time travel. And it's not about getting in a vehicle and driving the fucking DeLorean 88 miles per hour. It's about getting yourself into a nice quiet space or wherever is comfortable for you. Sometimes people like to sit by rivers. Sometimes people like to sit by a tree. Sometimes people like to sit in a little quiet space in their home. Wherever you like to be, where you feel comfortable, where you feel like you can just be left alone in your own space and you don't have to answer to anyone. You don't have to perform or be anything or be anyone to anyone. Even if you got to close yourself inside the closet with the light off, that might be the most fucking amazing place. I'm not even going to lie. They talk about people going in the closet for whatever. Look, there might be some healing shit going inside the closet, goddammit, because you close that door, you go into the darkness. It's like being in the womb. They say that you can do that with a shower too. I innately take candlelit showers and baths. I love that. But it's rebirth. It's very healing. It's very calming to your nervous system. It allows you to reset because everything is just shut down. There's nothing to overwhelm you. There's no bunch of shit going on. You know what I mean? It's just chill. So you really can just shut all that off wherever you can do that at. Maybe it is the shower with the lights off for you. But anyways, find yourself a quiet space where you can just be in your own energy and close your eyes and just think back to a moment in the age that you're trying to go to. And this can do two things. You can actually heal yourself this way too. I did a lot of healing this way myself I call it time traveling, because what else is it if you're going back energetically to that space? And go back and remember, what did you love to do? Remember what you were like, what you accepted, what you didn't accept. What boundaries did you have? What lines did you draw in the sand? What did you love to do? You can heal yourself that way too, by going back to a moment, which these are usually easy moments to remember because they're traumatic and that's why they're still bothering you. And when you go back to that traumatic moment, you get the choice then to change your perspective and your perception of that situation. And then you also get the opportunity to love on and comfort your little self, or whatever self, because let's not pretend like adults don't get traumatized. So whatever version of self that needs that healing, you can go back into that moment and really love on that version of self that witnessed that trauma or endured that trauma. And it's very healing. I will say that you have to be ready for it, I think, though, but if that's calling to you, you'll know. And if not, I planted a seed maybe for later when you are ready. I hope. If I could help anybody heal, man, that would be, you know. Estrella, my little guy is painting right now. Oh, a young man after my own heart, an artist. I love it. Yes, I already know. Well, I don't know, but I feel like you would be the person that would be very nurturing to that. But for other people, I would say whatever you see your children love to do, nurture that as much as you can. Encourage it, nurture it, honor it. If they transition into something else that they love to do, again, honor it, nurture it, encourage it. You know what I mean? Like, just let them always feel inspired. Let them always feel inspired. I have always been a person that just like, I love to do so many things. And I've always been that way. It's like, if your children are like that, man, please nurture that and allow them to be inspired with life. Because a lot of times, unintentionally, family members or unintentionally, you know, school administrators, teachers, pastors, aunties, grandmas, cousins, siblings, neighbors, society tries to put a damper on people's spirit and on their passion, their love, their light. So the more that your child can have that encouragement and that nurturing at home, man, you will change their whole fucking life, bro. You'll change their whole life. Because they will go into adulthood like untouchable in that type of stuff. Like, you won't be able to tell them nothing. They're already so comfortable in who they are. That's such a beautiful place. And it's so powerful for your child to have that nurturing. It's so powerful for your child to step into the world as like their most authentic self. It's so powerful. Authenticity is the highest frequency. They say love and authenticity. I think they're pretty much right there neck and neck, but authenticity then love. I don't know how love can't be when everything like is love. Source is love. We are love. Innately, we are love. Humans are love. I can't say it we, because if you're not human, then, but humans with souls, we are innately love. You know? So find what you used to love to do as a child and do more of that. Like Asapolis. We need that. We need that, because the more that we do that, the more we see that we don't have to work. We don't have to work. We can literally exchange with each other. Y'all, I'm making clothes and stuff. I make clothes. What? Come on, man. I have too many skills. I'm too talented. You are too. You are too. It's not just me. I'm not like bragging on myself. I'm bragging on us, because you're talented like that too. You have your own gifts and talents. And you're fucking dope at it. Just naturally good at it. What did you used to love to do as a child? Go back to that. Yes, I do have to keep saying it, because sometimes it needs to be repeated, because that's the magic. And sometimes you need to hear it again, because you're not listening. You hear me, but you're not listening. Because go do what you used to do as a child. Stop letting these entities, they're not even human. Stop letting these entities have all of your precious time, your most creative hours. It's time for us to take our shit back, yo. And we can do that much easier if we're not stuck in the system and the rat race, the hamster wheel. You got to get off the wheel, man. If you don't have a job right now, good. Figure out what it is that you love to do and start doing that. My ear's ringing. Like, yep. If you don't have a job right now, the best thing that you can be doing is whatever it is you love to do. That's the best thing you could be doing right now. And if you have kids, Estrella's got her son right now painting. Get your kids doing what it is that they love to do. Y'all can do y'all things together. You can do what you love. Look, mommy, daddy, auntie, grandma's over here doing this. Here's your little space to be doing that. 11:33 on the clock. Y'all, come on now. Well, come on now. Come on. Let's get with it. We're shifting, and I want you to shift too. But you have to be expanding. You have to be expandable. You have to be willing to expand. I don't know how else to explain it. You have to be willing to let go of the things that you thought actually mattered. Because when you start healing and stepping into your true authentic self, you're going to start seeing that your ideas of the world change. What you want in your life changes. What you expect from others and yourself changes. What you'll accept from others and yourself changes. Because life is not what we have been sold. That's a pipe dream. That's a fucking pipe dream. They sold us a con. We call those con artists. Okay? They legitimately took everything we already had that we did because people loved it. People be like, this is what I was saying earlier. How will we have these things if, we don't have money? Because somebody loves to do that. There's people who love to build cars. Do you think we wouldn't have cars because we don't have money? There's people who love to do that. There's people who love to engineer shit. Their minds just their minds come up with these elaborate ideas. That's what they were built for. That's their gift. They fucking love to do that shit. There's people who love to calculate shit and figure shit out. Who love to problem solve. Who love to troubleshoot. Do you think we would stop having amazing people doing amazing things? No. As a matter of fact, we would be much more smoothly running operation because people would be doing what they love to do simply because they love to do it. You would never work another day in your life. You would create and do what you love all the time. And because you have so many gifts and so many things that you love to do, how would you get bored? Especially when the world is fucking limitless. You can always pick up a new gift, a new talent, a new hobby, a new skill. I do it all the time. You can do it too. I'm not the only one that can pick up gifts and skills. You can pick up gifts and skills too. Will you allow yourself to expand? Are you open to change? Are you open to learning? Are you teachable? Are you willing to try something new? Or maybe you're somebody who's very comfortable with the 6, 7, 3, 2, 1, 8 gifts, 25 gifts you have to give to the world already. You see what I'm saying? The point is that we all have some way that we can gift the world, and we do not have to work for chump change, toiling away for somebody else's dreams in a place that you don't like being. And you probably don't really even resonate with the people that well. There might be some people you get along with, but let's be real. If you could be anywhere else, if you could be wherever you wanted to be in the world, would you be there? Nope, but you give them all of your waking, creative, beautiful, juicy hours. All that glorious energy. Give it back to yourself. Take your shit back. If you are not working right now, do what you love. Do not be stressed. And I know this is easier said than done, but I promise you, you can find it within yourself. And sometimes it's a fake it till you make it, if that's what you want to call it, but it's not faking it. It's putting yourself into that. It's creating it. It's unlocking it. It's remembering it because it's who you are. So even if you have to say, okay, you know what? I don't feel safe in this, doing this right now. I feel uncomfortable. I feel awkward. I'm just going to start. Just do that. Start messy. Start uncomfortable. Start awkward. So what if you haven't picked up a pool cue in 38 years? Pick it up. Why not? So what if you haven't built a shed in so long, and do it. Go build something. If you love to build, go build something. If you love to climb, go climb something. Go Spider-Man that shit. Even if it's just the side of your own house. Do what you love, man. Do what you love. What is sitting around stressing out, stressing yourself? What good is that doing you? How much further is that getting you? How good does it feel? Young you, how good does it feel? Young you is inside screaming, get me the fuck out of here. No, I don't like you. Young you is pushing away whatever it is that you are forcing yourself to do that you don't like doing. Or the stress that you're putting on yourself, the pressure you're putting on yourself. For what? For what? To fulfill somebody else's dreams. So that you can hurry up into the next contract of fulfilling somebody else's dreams? Because what, if you don't have a job and you're looking for one, what are you doing? Just jumping into the next thing. And I'm not saying, like, you know, if you have to get a job in the moment, you have to have something like that. You know, you feel you still need to do that. If you feel you still need to do that, that's your business. And I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to encourage you to be free. Whatever that looks like for you, however you feel free. But I also know that money is not going to be the most prominent currency. no matter what form you look at it. Digital, paper, whatever. Crypto, I guess that's digital, but that's not going to be it. So I encourage you to, and I hope you feel inspired to remember who you are. Remember that inner you. Remember that child that came here with certain gifts to give the world. What did you love to do? Some people have not done it for so long, they forgot what they loved to do as a child. You got to do the time travel. You got to go back into a moment when you remember being happy as a kid. When you remember being happiest. When you remember feeling free. I remember in high school, I took every single art class as an elective that my school offered. Every single science class that my school offered as electives. That's all I took in school. I took science and art. All my electives were science and art, science and art, science and art, and German and Spanish. I took 3 years of Spanish. So that's it. That's all I did. I bombed math. You guys, it's 11:44 on the clock. They gave me the math credit for geometry, even though I failed geometry. I literally got an F in geometry, but they gave me the credit. They were like, please, just push her along. Get her out of here. Math was not my strong suit. There's probably a lot of people who can relate to that. It's something kind of interesting that I have noticed recently is that a lot of people who are like me, we were tagged from birth. They know who you are from when you're born. They know who you are by your birth chart, because your birth chart tells everything about you, like literally everything about you. It tells your whole entire, your existence as a soul. It's interesting. Basically. So, or at least your earth existence, I should say. Well, it actually, it probably tells more than that too. I'm not a super, from what I know anyways, I'm not like a guru when it comes to that at the fuck all. But, they know who you are from birth. So a lot of people like myself were like followed around in school, and they tried to put us into programs like Gifted and Talented and things like that. So I'm sure they were happy to get rid of me as soon as possible. But anyways, my point is that what did you love to do? When you got to choose your electives in school, what did you choose? Some of those things may be things that you love to do. You see what I'm saying? Oh, also I took cooking. Of course I took home ec, which we had to take home ec anyway. But like, I loved home ec. That was such an awesome class. We got to learn so much in that class. Things that I literally remember for life. Shout out to my home ec teachers, man. Remember who you are. Don't let them steal your joy. Don't let them steal your joy, man. You gotta remember who you are. It's like imperative. I'm so excited to see this couch upon completion, even though I am enjoying the journey. Also, stop putting limitations on yourself. Y'all, do not limit yourself. Be mindful when you use the words I am. Be mindful when you say that. Be mindful. Because whatever you say after that is describing yourself. And you've claimed it. So when you say that, just be mindful that what follows, you really want to attach to yourself. So like, for example, when people say, I am tired, I do not cancel that. I feel amazing. I am healthy. I am vivacious and vibrant, full of energy and spark, vitality. I'm perfect, proper health. See, I really do my best to say positive things about myself only and others, because when you speak about others, your whole entire body is listening. So be mindful of the words that you choose to attach to yourself, the things you choose to claim upon your life. When you say that you have something or don't have something or are something or, you know what I'm saying? Like, just be mindful. You can be experiencing something, or you can be feeling something in your energy field, or you could be, noticing something. But to actually be it. Transforms it from an experience to a part of you. Not everything is worthy of being claimed as yours. Ownership. What you are. Your words are powerful, my friend. Your words are powerful. That's why words are so important too. Like, knowing words is so important, y'all. Going back to reading. Remember last night, we were talking about going back to the basics, like more simplicity, and that's something that we could definitely go back to and get some more of, is reading. Pick up a book, like for real. I don't know if I can pick up a book. Books are good, man. What do you like to read? I like to read, I guess a lot of, nowadays I read a lot of, enlightening stuff, like philosophy, philosophical stuff, or I read stuff about, what's going on in the world, behind closed doors. Stuff that they write, like their little plans and shit. They put them out in books so you can read it too, because they have to give you the knowledge, the information. They can't hide it from you. They have to give it to you. That's karma. They gotta do it. They have to, or they would have to face karma, and they don't. Trying to expend that type of energy for nothing. Not for nothing. Not for nothing. Oh, y'all. Paint. This one has so much on it, too. Notorious for getting paint on my, whatever those little things are called. The little middle piece. I'm sure it has an actual name. And somebody knows it. People know that type of stuff. I don't know that. I don't know its formal name. It's sleeve. Sleeve? Oh, snap. Seems like. So I'm also still, I'm just getting like the base down right now because I'm going to go in and do like designs and stuff. And you probably can't see this over here, huh? Oh, you probably can't see the actual drawing though. There's a drawing. I have drawing on the whole couch. I've drawn on it. Even on the sides, it's drawn on. The only thing I haven't drawn on yet is the places that you sit, the cushions, because those are covers that can come off. So I'm gonna when I do those, I'm gonna take them off. Well, maybe I won't actually. It might work better with it on there. We'll see. We shall see. We shall see. I feel like now I'm going to have to go back over and fix these flames up here. Because they are... Maybe not though, because I'm actually going to put a bead there. I forgot. I keep forgetting I'm going to put a bead there. Yeah. Probably going to put a bead on there, so it'll be all right. Wiki, wiki, wiki. Where am I at? I did it over here now. Oops. Don't mind me. Just messing my stuff up. Actually, you really can't mess up. That's the cool thing about art, is you really can't, like... It's yours. So, like, however you do it, that's how it was supposed to be done. That's the coolest thing I think about art, is, like, people will be like, well, that's not artistic, or that's not good art, because, for example, people who throw paint on their canvases, I think that's dope as fuck, personally. Whatever. But who am I to judge? You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I enjoy art. So I don't think that someone pouring paint is not art, or those things where they pour the paint and then they spin it. I think that's really fucking cool. And my thing is like, you know, what I love, you may not love. That's the beauty of art, is it's subjective. You may look at it and see something totally different than what I see. You may feel something totally different than what I feel. You may or may not like it, and I might or might not too. You see what I'm saying? Like, we have different tastes, and we're all going to see art differently, or things as art and things not as art. Some people don't have a creative thought process at all, and they would look at something and be like, oh, yeah, that's pretty or whatever, but they're not gonna, like, someone else might sit there and be able to like dive deep into the feelings and the vision that they see in the art. Like, there's levels to it. So that's the coolest thing about art, is that it's so subjective. Like, there is no such thing. Well, look, I say that and then I'm like, okay, so there can be like bad art, and that's if someone's being harmed. In my opinion, if there's harm to anything that's sentient, I'm not okay with that kind of art. I don't, if you want to call that art. I personally would say that that's like drawing the line. But like, as far as like someone saying something is just, you know, not art because whatever, it looks bad to them, or they don't think that it's neat enough. You know, people have different forms of art and different ways of expressing themselves. So that's the thing about it, is that it's art, and it's subjective, and it's cool. And what's cool to you don't have to be cool to anyone else. Like, you might like violent art. You know what I'm saying? I can't really tell you that you're wrong. It's not my place to judge you or tell you how to live your life or what you like. I cannot fuck with you, though. Because that's my choice. You feel me? Free will, baby. Free will. I am wondering why. Oh, I think that was the darker green that was underneath. Sometimes you have to go over it a couple times because it will like, it's like the darker color will kind of shine through a little bit, and you gotta like go back over that. Plus it's canvas, and this doesn't have any gesso on it, so it's straight up canvas. So it, excuse me. Excuse me, there are crevices and grooves that need the little, you dig, you know what I'm saying? That need the extra. Sometimes you gotta go multiple direcciones. 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 It's kind of cool though, because you can a little bit still see the darker color underneath it, but I definitely am digging the lighter green more so than the darker green that was on there. I think it looks nicer. I don't know if y'all can see the darker green over here still. But yeah. Definitely looking good. Y'all, if you know some dope coffee shops, share them with me, please. I would love. The coffee shop has to be open though, like at least until 7 o'clock. I would prefer if it was open till like 8 or later, but 7 o'clock is late enough, however. So if you guys know of any dope coffee spots, independent owned, I don't do the Star one, and I don't do the Caribou one, and I don't do those. We don't do those. And yeah, we don't do those. We do independent businesses. So if you know someone who knows something about it, holla at your girl. Because I'm always looking for a new one, because every week we go to a coffee shop and meet up. And by we, I mean the village people, bro. We're the village people. So we always meet at a coffee shop, or we have been since it's been chilly. We tried like the library scene, but that's so boring. So boring. right, y'all, I'm gonna keep painting here, and I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. And I hope that you take some time today to do something that you love, whatever that looks like for you. Something that you love to do. Do something for you. Something that little you used to do. Get back to you. Remember who you are.